Hello, I'm going to talk about the 10 horn beast again. Because a lot of people still have the wrong understanding about the 10 horn beast, the 10 kings. Alright, first I have to go through the first beast in Daniel chapter 7 and verse 4. The first was like a lion and had eagle wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made to stand upon his feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. See, first was like a lion, had eagle wing. That's the United States and Britain. The United States came from Britain. See, that's what we're watching now. That's why Britain is getting out of the European Union. See, the EU. That's why the Bible have to be fulfilled. They say first was like a lion, had eagle wings. The eagle wing, our symbol for the United States, is an eagle. And Britain's symbol is a lion. We all know that. And it says, I beheld until the wings thereof were plucked. They talking about the wing was plucked. Most of these prophets and preachers talking about the wing was plucked when the United States, broke away from Britain. But that is not true. And the United States home gonna be plucked up. Not in authority no more. That's what it's talking about. Plucked. And it was lifted up from the earth and made to stand upon his feet as a man. And a man's heart was given to it. See, you don't have a heart after God. See, after the United States home will be broken, after they fight Iran, see, you can have a man heart. See, you can have a heart after God. You see, we promote homosexuality, transgender, same-sex marriage, women right, everything. Animal right, everything. See, this is what happened to America and around the world. You have a man heart in America was given to it, that beast. See, when a Democrat getting in office, they're going to have a man heart. See, they ain't going to have a heart after God no more completely. All right. See. All right, verse 5 saying, I beheld another beast, a second like unto a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they say thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. That's the Russian bear. Everybody know Russia is the Russian bear. I learned that a long time ago when I was a kid, when I used to watch wrestling. Russian bear used to come on TV wrestling. But the symbol for Russia is the bear. See. Second was like unto a bear, and it raised up itself. It had like one authority, one dominion. And it had 3 ribs in his mouth. 3 ribs mean 3 countries in his mouth. It's like Ukraine, Georgia. See, you got a part of Ukraine and a part of Georgia, 20% of Georgia. See, the 3 ribs, it's like God took a rib from a man in the beginning and created a woman. So the woman is part of the man. That's why Russia said Crimea is a part of the Russian Federation. It's part of Russia. That's why Russia don't want to give that up, Just like in Ukraine. And in Georgia, you got 20% of Georgia, ladies say, one morning on the news. So, and then Russia and Syria, now it could be Syria or it could be another nation later, I don't know. But most likely it could be Syria, because he's in Syria now. I don't think he won't get out of there, Syria. So he had 3 ribs in his mouth, 3 countries, a part of the country. Got to understand that. See, just like God took a rib from a man and created a woman, so the woman is part of the man. See, that's what it means by having 3 ribs in his mouth. He got 3 parts of the countries in his mouth. 3 countries, part of those countries. All right, in verse 5 saying, I'll be, and he got tell verse 5, and he say, told Russia to arrive and devour much flesh. See, Russia got devour much flesh. See, he'll kill a lot of people, you know. All right, in verse 6, and it said, after this I beheld another. No, it said, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. And the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. See, 4 wings of a fowl, you know. He had 4 heads. That's for 4 rulers, you know, 4 kingdoms. See, it's going to be like Russia, China, and like the Lion Nation, Britain, and the Vatican. See, the Vatican is on the news now. All those nations on the news about sexual, going with little boys and stuff at the Vatican. You know, it's all in the news. So that's why they're on the news now. And when the United States home be broken, 4 of them will stand up for their kingdom. I read it to y'all the other day. I made a tape about it. 4 of them will stand up for their kingdom. It'll be Russia, China, and Britain, and the Vatican. They have 4 heads. 4 will be ruling the country, and dominion will be given to it. You'll have authority. So, that's the leopard. Leopard have 4 heads. After the United States horn be broken, then 4 of them will stand up for their kingdom. It's going to be Russia, China, and Britain, and the Vatican. Will stand up for their kingdom. And they're all 4 in the news right now. Just got to pay attention. In verse 7 it says, after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful, terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. See, that's when the 10 horn comes in. See, like on the end of the 3rd beast, the 10 horn will come in. See, they're trying to develop the 10 horn right now. You know, just like France, the president of France, you know, try to get up other nations so they can defend themselves. In the EU. All right, in verse 8 it says, and I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. You see? See, and he said he considered the horns. And there came up among them another little horn. The other little horn is the false prophet from the Vatican. It's not this Pope. You gotta understand that, because it's not time yet. You know. Because we're still in the 1st and the 2nd beast, Russia and the United States, Britain. So we're in the 1st and the 2nd beast. So it's not time yet, because the 3rd beast got to come in with them 4 heads. See, and after that, at the end of the time of them 3rd beast, then the 10 horn will come in, and that little horn will come in. You know, we will get with the 10 king among those 10 kings. See, the little horn will get out from the third beast. And he will pluck up the third beast. When he get with the 10 horn, he will pluck up those 3 other beasts who he was with. You got to understand that. A lot of this man teaching that you got to get 3 of the horn was plucked up like 3 of the horn of the 10 horn. That is not true. It's 3 of the first horn who the false prophet was with. See, remember in the third beast they had 4 heads. And the false prophet got out when the 10 horn showed up. He got out from the third beast that had them 4 heads. So it left 3 left from the third beast. So when he got with the 10, see, he came out from the third beast, you know, what had them 4 heads. So he got with the 10 horn. When them 10 horns showed up, he got with the 10. And then he plucked up those other 3 who he was with. That's what a lot of people do not understand. That's what they're talking about, plucked up. Verse 3, you see. And it said, and before whom there were 3 of the first horn plucked up by the roots. See? See the 3 horns that were plucked up by the roots was from the third beast. See? There was 4 of them. But that little horn came from the third beast. When the 10 horn showed up, he got with the 10. And he plucked up those 3 who he was with. See, that's all I'm trying to show y'all. Because it's the same thing in Daniel verse 20 and verse 24. Let me read it to you again. In verse 20, it's the same thing as verse 7 and 8 of Daniel. It's the same. Verse 20, it said, of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up. See, the other which came up was that false prophet, that little horn, what you read about in Daniel 7 and 8. We just read. And of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell. See, it says right here, 3 fell. Over there in Daniel 7 and 8, he said plucked up. You see, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. Over here it said in verse 20, it said, and before whom 3 fell. See, that's what it said, but it's the same thing, just use it in a different way. Explain it in a different way, but it's the same. See, that's all I'm trying to show y'all. And even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose looks were more stout than his fellows. See, that was the Antichrist, the false prophet. Now in verse 24, they could say the same thing at verse 20, and the same thing at verse 7 and 8. See, it's the same. We can say it in a little different way. And in verse 24 it said, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them. See, that's that little horn gonna arise after them. Remember all 3 verses, the 10 horns showed up first. Then the little horn came among the 10. See, it said of the 10 horn that 10 horn out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them. See, after them, you got to remember that because it's talking about 10. That's why it said after them. And he shall be diverse. See, it'll be different from the first. And he shall subdue 3 kings. See, because subdue. In verse 20, it said 3 fell. We say before whom 3 fell. See, over here it said, he subdued three kings. It's the same thing. They said three, verse 20, it said three fell. And over here he said he subdued three kings, the false prophet. And verse 8, and it said, before whom there were three of the first horn plucked up by the roots. You see, it's the same thing. See, the Bible is talked about in different ways. The 10 horns showed up first, then the little horn came up among the 10. See, that little horn was in the third beast that had 4 heads. See, the false prophet was among the third beast, which had the 4 heads. See, the third beast had 4 heads. See, when the 10 horns showed up, he got out from the third beast and he got with the 10 horn. Then when he got with the 10 horn, he plucked up them 3 who he was with. They ain't gonna have no more authority no more. See, yeah, that's why he says subdue in verse 24. He says subdue them. See, gotta pay attention. That's all I wanted to bring to y'all today. Try to give y'all understanding of God's word. You know, don't let these prophets deceive you. You know, a lot of them be saying that he plucked up 3 out of the 10. No, it's not true. You know, the 10 horn is still there, just like we read about the 10 horn in Revelation chapter 17 and verse 12. See, we talked about it again, about the 10 king. I think it's 17, yeah, I think it's in 17:12. Let's see, 17:12, it said, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, 1 hour with the false prophet. See, he made a league with these nations. See, you can go to Daniel chapter 11, they tell you about it. You know, I think around verse 22, 23. But that's what I wanted to bring to y'all today. You know, about the 10 horns. See, that people got misunderstanding about the 10 horn. A lot of these prophet, false teaching, you know, and stuff like that. Somebody gonna pluck up the 3 out of those 10. No, he plucking up the first 3 who he was with. And I'm telling you, he gonna get with the 10, and the 10 horn will be with him. You'll be with them 10 horns. You'll be giving, you know, orders to those 10 kings. You know, because the false prophet is the Antichrist. He is the head. You know. But that's what I wanted to bring to y'all today. But thank y'all, and may God bless y'all and give y'all wisdom and knowledge and understanding of his word.